Hello sculpture students, Mr. Shaver. I'm going to update you on my dragon head, show you some next steps I'm doing, a couple more tips that you can use. So I've gotten pretty far since the last video. This is what I've got so far. It's getting a little big. So I've added on some stuff to the nose. If you remember, it was a little bit shorter. It was kind of like here. I felt like that wasn't quite long enough, so I added some more cardboard on. Filled it again with paper, taped it on. I've added a little cardboard to the front to give it a little mouth. I used some aluminum foil here for the chin, but I'm kind of at the stage where I'm using a lot more of the aluminum foil and stuff to do details as opposed to paper because it's giving me the shapes that I want. Even on the spikes here, after I added them, I felt like they were standing up a little too much, so I used aluminum foil here to kind of create a slope. I used that same technique for this nose area, and I made the horn out of it. The next thing I am doing is I'm adding these little kind of winged ear areas on. So I didn't finish this one completely so you could see it. I used the Repoussé metal, and I cut out 2 of them, right? And then I used aluminum foil to make these coils that I added on, and now I'm taping over them to kind of smooth them out. I did that to this one, and this one's ready to be added on. So what I'm going to do next is I want to make sure that I'm kind of doing it evenly. So I'm going to move my camera down so you can see. I want to kind of do it evenly, so I need to kind of figure out where I'm going to put these. I'm going to use the table here as a way to like hold it up while I tape it. I'm going to put it just about 1 inch behind this little horn here. So what I need to do that is, you probably guessed it, I'm going to do a few pieces of tape, okay? But that's just going to kind of hold it in place until I can add more structure to it and get it on there. But I'm going to put that back there. Again, I'm using the table to kind of hold it up, and I'm kind of going straight up and down with it. So I'm going to add a little tape here, a little tape here, just so I can get it to stay. And then I'm going to obviously go in and add some more and make sure it's on there. So I'm going to do that from the front, and I'm going to do it to the back, and I'm going to do it to both sides when I finish this. You don't need to see that entire process right now. I want to show you something else you can do. So I want to add some of these horns and stuff onto the kind of back chin area and the front area. And one of the ways you can do that is you can use aluminum foil. So I'm going to move this over for a minute so I can come back to them. But if you use some aluminum foil, right? Let's say I want to make 2 of the same size. I'm going to get 2 pieces of aluminum foil that are the same size because I'm making the horns and spikes on both sides, right? So I want to kind of start with the same thing. So I'm going to kind of ball it up a little bit, but I want it to come to a spike, so I'm going to start doing that. Okay, and remember, it's not clay, but you can kind of think about it the same way clay would. Is you want to do a little bit at a time to get what you're going for. Okay, and then you can also use the table. Kind of press it against the table to kind of help you mold it, right? Now eventually I'll put some tape over it, but I need some structure to be able to do that. So there's one that I could work with. I'm thinking about putting that one kind of back here, right? Coming out from that chin area. It might be a little bit big, but I can adjust pretty easily. And then I'm going to do the other one. Again, I want to kind of have it be the same size, so I have this one here to help me. Using kind of the same technique, trying to match it up a little bit. Use the table to help me kind of shape it so I can push it in. And yeah, it's a little crinkly, but like I said, I'm going to cover it with tape like I did with this front one to kind of create a smoother finish to it. But now I have 2 spikes that are about the same size, okay? That's another tip you can use. So again, we have the metal foil, we have aluminum foil, and then you can tape it down. I have not even gotten to the paper macheing yet, but I wanted to, again, update you on what you could do. The other thing I'm going to do next, after I have this taped on, so I'm going to come back here. So this is the back side of that little wing. So I'm going to tape it on a little bit. But I have this whole kind of area back here that I don't really want to be just kind of flat up against it. I want to fill that in a little bit, so I'll turn this so you can see it. This area here, I want to fill that in a little bit. So I'm going to tape it up in the position I want it to kind of be in. And once I feel like that's secure, I am again going to use some aluminum foil. I'm going to crumple it up. I can kind of taper it off and angle it a little bit. But I'm going to put that in here and tape that up once I have the shape right. Tape over that to fill that in that space a little bit. All right, fill in this gap I have going on. And I can tape over that. So, you know, again, we're in the detailed stages. I'm getting a little crazy with this one because it's fun. But that's another way you guys can add details. I like to use the aluminum foil, some tape, and then get after it. So I just wanted to update you, and I'll make another one when I get a little further. All right, see you next time.